You guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Geraldine and I'm going to be sharing with you guys my 17 and pregnant got kicked out story. So I'm going to be going like 6 months before I found out that I was pregnant. So I was dating this guy and who is now my husband. And so yeah, he lived like an hour away from me, so we would rarely see each other, like maybe 2-3 times a week. During summer break, I thought of this great idea. I'm still in high school, so summer break was approaching. So I thought about this great idea of going to visit my aunt who just had my nephew. So I was thinking during summer I could go visit her and obviously take care of my little nephew while she was at work. So I spoke to my aunt and I told her, hey, you know what if I go over there and then visit you guys for my summer break and obviously visit my boyfriend too. So she said, yeah, that's fine, perfect. So I spoke to my boyfriend about it and he said, yeah, that would be even better because I live like 15-20 minutes away from her. So I said, okay, cool. So my dad dropped me off and we had a great time. And literally like couple like a week or two before summer break was almost over, I started noticing like some peeling on my breast area. And I brought it up to my aunt, and this type of peeling on my breast, and I'm just curious if maybe you would know what that means, or maybe that I'm gonna get my period. I don't know, I was just 16. And so she said, yeah, well, you know what, let's go take you to the doctor this coming up Friday. I have it all. Friday came, she took me to Planned Parenthood. I took a test, and the lady had said, you're not pregnant. So she told me, go to the other to like this little desk, if you could get like condoms or something like that to protect yourself. So I said, okay. So when I went to waiting in line and I was about to write my name on the piece of paper, the lady calls me over. But at that moment I thought she was calling my aunt, because I believe my aunt took the test too, but I'm not sure. But I was like, hey, she's calling you. And my aunt was like, no, she's calling you. So I looked at the lady and she said, yeah, like I'm calling you. So I go over, and at that moment when I was walking towards her, I was just instantly thinking, oh my god, I am pregnant. Like I am pregnant, or but it's so weird, maybe, I don't know. I was just full of crazy thoughts in my head at that time. So I told her, so I go up to her and I was like, yeah, what happened? And she said, oh, you are pregnant. And I was like, well, what do you mean? You just told me that I was not pregnant. So she said, yeah, unfortunately, that you are very early in your pregnancy, and like instant answer. So I said, okay, okay. And in my mind I'm like, I'm screwed. Now I have to tell my boyfriend and I had to tell my mom. So we went back. I walked towards my aunt and I told her, yes, I am pregnant. So she was like, you're gonna keep it, right? You're gonna keep it. And I said, yeah, like, yeah, I'm gonna keep it. So I told her, I was texting my boyfriend well, I wasn't even sure to text him, but I was just sitting in the car while my aunt was driving us back home. And I just remember texting him, like, just very casually, like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, that's, just how's work, things like that. And I finally, had the courage to say, like, I'm pregnant. So I believe he texted me saying, like, oh, so what's gonna happen, or something like that. And my aunt was like right next to me, so she was like, what is he saying? And um and when I told her, I'm like, oh, he said, what's gonna happen, like, what are we gonna, I can't remember how he phrased it. I think he said, like, what are we doing, what's gonna happen, or what are we gonna do, or what are you gonna do? I can't remember, but it was something like that. And I told my aunt, and she was pissed, and she's like, what do you mean? Like, it's a decision that you both have to make. And I hope he's not thinking to abort the baby. And so so I was kind of like, I didn't know what to think. So I was just just sitting in the car, just over thinking stuff. And finally some few hours came by. My boyfriend had already got off of work, so he picked me up, and we chatted about it. And obviously I cried because you know the way he was, like, the way he was telling me the things he was telling me, like, kind of insinuated that he wanted, you know like, an abortion. So I think I remember I told him, like, you know what, if you're not ready, like, that's fine, but I guess I'll just go back home and I'll raise the baby by myself. And and then it was already time for me to go back home, because we were at his house, to go back home to my aunt's house. So we were on our way, and I remember he just grabbed my hand, and we were in the car, and he grabbed my hand and he said, everything will be fine, we'll see what we do, and, like, just don't be sad. So you know the next day came, and my aunt asked me, are you going to tell your mom? And I said, well, yeah, but I don't know, I'm kind of scared. And remind you guys, my mom was a teen parent, a single teen parent, and she raised me, 5 other siblings by herself. And it was pretty hard, but thank goodness she had my grandma's support, her brother's support, to help her out with, like, her kids and taking care of them and stuff. So yeah, so then the next morning came. I called my mom, and I wasn't sure, so I just called her and I was like, Mom, you know what, like, I can't believe my aunt is pregnant again. She took the test yesterday and it came out positive. And she's like, what do you mean she's pregnant again? Like, she just had a baby. And I was like, I know, it's crazy, huh? But then I said, Mom, like, I need to tell you something. And my mom was like, what? I'm like, I'm pregnant. And she was like, what do you mean? Like, oh my gosh, she was, she just got so mad, and she was like, well, you're not coming back home. You could go back with your boyfriend, and, or tell him to take care of you and your baby. Excuse me. And so I was very hurt by her telling me these things, because I was always there to support my mom, you know, emotionally and physically, because I would take care of my siblings while she was at work or while she was resting. And for her to talk to me or say these things to me was very hurtful, because I wasn't hoping for her to be all cheery and happy and saying, good job, you did it, you got pregnant, good job. No, but at least, say, hey, you know what, I would have, like, not wanted you to get pregnant at this age, like I have told you many times, but it's fine, we're gonna get through this, you're gonna be fine, like that. Obviously it did not go that way, so she just said, I'm gonna start packing your stuff and you could come and pick them up. So I was like, wow, I don't have a home anymore, so. And then she called me back and she's like, don't even call your dad, because your dad is very pissed at you because he doesn't want to know anything about you, or something like that. And I was like, what? Like, my dad? Like, my dad? I'm not sure. I don't know if I went back to my mom's to grab my stuff and then I moved in with my boyfriend, or I was already moving, like, I was already living with him. I can't remember that part, but yeah, I went to go get my stuff and everything, and um, I I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe all this stuff that was happening. You know, my mom kicking me out of the house, my dad not wanting to know anything about me. It was very hurtful. So then, couple days went by. I think like a week went by. I had the courage to just call my dad and just get it over with and to disappoint him, you know. And so I called him, and he wasn't even mad or anything. And I was like, what's going on, you know? And so I just told him like, oh, you know, I'm pregnant. And he was like, oh, okay, you know. And he's like, well, what are you gonna do? And I said, well, I'm gonna keep it and I'm gonna move in with my boyfriend. And he was just like, okay, well, you know, I have another option for you. And then he just told me that I could move in with him, but there's gonna be some rules, you know, like my boyfriend can't go visit me like whenever he feels like it. And when the baby's born, like he's not gonna come and visit the baby whenever he feels like it. And it was just like very ridiculous to set these type of rules. At that moment, that's what I thought. Those rules are pretty dumb, you know, like why are you gonna tell me not why are you gonna tell me that my boyfriend can't see his own daughter? So um you know, I spoke to my boyfriend and I was like, hey, you know, well, I got kicked out of my mom's house. She's already packing my crap, and my dad said that I could move in with him, but these are gonna be the rules. So he said, well, you could go with your dad, but I won't be going as often or something like that, because you know, it was just like odd. So I just, and then obviously he gave me the choice to move in with him. And so I just said, I'll just move in with you and stuff. And yeah, so I told my um you know, so practically my mom lied about my dad, saying that he did not want to hear anything about me, because I did tell him, did you really say this? And he said, no, I would never have said that. Like, you know me, I would not have said something like that. And I understand it's a mistake, and you know, it's not what I wanted for you, but you know, hey, now you gotta step it up. You know, he just basically said, now you are forced to grow up and do things on your own, you know, and we'll be here to support you. So that was good. So yeah, so I just moved in with my boyfriend. I just got my stuff from my mom's house. I moved in with him, and it was like a bittersweet type of moment when I went to go pick up my stuff. Yeah, so, and I also wanted to share with you guys in another video, but my story on my second pregnancy with my daughter who has Down syndrome. And so yeah, so I hope you guys like these type of videos, and please subscribe, like, and turn on your notification so you guys could be notified with the videos that I post. And see you guys till next time. Bye.